What's going on, everybody? I'm Jason.
I'm Stephen.
I'm Jace. I'm Joe.
I'm Ethan.
This is Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and today we're going to do an update video on all the tractors we're bringing to Good Evening Ranch. We've got 4 tractors and a mini bike. We've got the Murray, we got the Wheelhorse, we got the 111, and we got my 214. And we're bringing the Coleman mini bike that Ethan's going to be riding. We're going to start with Jace's tractor. Let's get into it. So we're going to start with the Murray, and we're going to go through some of the modifications that are done to this tractor. As some of you guys may have seen recently, we've done a few videos on this thing. And starting from the back, it's got a Peerless 820. It's locked up tight. It's been re-greased. It's been cleaned and RTB'd shut. It's got 24, 10, 12 Sun Fs on the back. And it's got a 7 to 5 inch pulley swap. Moving up front, last weekend we beefed up the steering, welded gussets to everything, and we changed out all the factory tie rod ends with 1/2 inch heim joints and grade 8 hardware. Earlier today, I took out the makeshift bushings that I had in this because these 7/8 OD 3/4 ID brass oil light bushings came in the mail. So we replaced those today earlier. I'm gonna put a clip in of that right now. What's up, guys? I just wanted to cut this in real quick. If you recall the last video where we did the steering on this and we beefed everything up, I was using this makeshift bushing out of a spacer that I had on the bottom, and we were using the old nylon bushing that was still in there for like 40 years on the top. And it still had a lot of slop in it. Well, these came in the mail, and we've got 7/8 OD 3/4 ID oil light brass bushings. They're actually in there right now, and I have 0 movement, 0 play. So we're gonna put these on the other side, and then we're gonna get back to the review. Also out front, he's got my old 19.7/8 tires from my 214, and I've gotten slightly larger tires that I'll show you guys in a minute. Otherwise, I think that's gonna be pretty much it for the modifications on this tractor. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to the 111. Next up, we got Colt's 1983 John Deere 111. So far, the modifications this thing has done to it, it's got a later model 12 horsepower Briggs Industrial Commercial flathead engine. Out back, it's got a 5-speed Peerless 801, and it's locked up. It's got a welded diff. We've got some off-road tires on the back, V-bar tires on the front, and this thing does not have a pulley swap. Yeah, anyways, come here, guys, come over here. Man, I don't even want that thing to have a pulley swap. Have you seen that kid? He's a maniac on that thing. He can't go that fast. So I'm kind of reluctant to do a pulley swap, so we'll see. All right, anyways, we're back, and that's gonna conclude the modifications for this. This thing is good to go. Crusher, take it away. Next up is a tractor that doesn't really need an introduction on this channel, but it's a 1983 John Deere 214. Now, there are way too many modifications done to this tractor to talk about them all right now, but it's definitely a custom one-off build. I'll go over a couple of the latest modifications. So today, I replaced all the factory tie rod ends with 1/2 inch heim joints and grade 8 hardware. I did that on the steering, tie rod, and on the drag link. I put brand new bearings, OEM John Deere bearings on both of the front wheels. It's got the seat off the Murray GT that donated his transmission to Jace's Murray. And I think that about wraps it up. So we're gonna go ahead, get this thing out of here, move Stefan's in. have Stefan's Wheelhorse. Now this thing also has a lot of modifications, but some of the main staple modifications are it's got a locked up 8-speed, it's got a John Deere swept axle front end, it's got beefed up tie rod ends, it's got the hot lap garage, axle brace to the frame, it's got a 7-inch pulley on the motor, a 5 on the trans. What else has it got, Stefan? It's got custom belt guides, and recently Stefan added these studs next to the gear shifters because when we drive downhill, our transmissions love to pop out of gear. His happens to like to pop out of high range. So I think that's about it for the modifications, unless you have anything else.
No.
All right, well, let's get this thing out of here and get the mini bike in. All right, last but definitely not least is Ethan's mini bike. Now, Ethan drove this thing when we went up and visited Nick and rode with him and Rich. I'll put their links in the description. But when we went on that ride, he rode this thing hard all day long and he burned up the clutch. Now, this thing was supposed to have a torque converter by now and a bunch of other work done to it, but Ethan really didn't, he dropped the ball on that, let's just say that. So right now on Amazon, there is a brand new 420 chain clutch coming. So it'll be here Saturday, which is gonna be tomorrow. And we're gonna just replace it with another clutch. That should do fine. It should get him through the couple days at Good Evening Ranch. And that's all we've got for this thing. Other than that, it's bone stock. So besides that, Ethan now professed today that he wants to get into the mud mower game. He didn't want a tractor, now he wants one. So leave your comments in the comment section down below as to what, give some advice to Mr. Ethan here, because he's up in the air, he's not sure what he wants, and we're trying to convince him to go a couple different ways, but leave your suggestions down below. All the way over there, Crusher. All right, well, that's gonna do it. This is what we're bringing to the ranch on October 18th. We're super excited. That's all the boys have been talking about, and hopefully we're prepared. So anyways, if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, I'm Jason.
I'm Stefan.
I'm Jace. And I'm Joe.
I'm Ethan.
This is Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and we'll see you on the next one at Good Evening Ranch.